Ballet's here. A crazy new year to you.
Happy New Year to you.
You're listening to the Fun with Horror podcast with your hosts, Scotty and Andrew.
Hello, everybody. I'm Scotty.
And I'm Andrew.
And welcome to episode number 110 of Fun with Horror, the movie review podcast in which two long-distance best friends stay in touch by giving each other horror movies to watch and discuss. This week is a special week, Andrew.
It is a little bit different than what we do, buddy.
Well, kind of. I mean, we've done this before.
Right, that's true. I guess this is our annual episode, an annual episode of Year in Review, view.
And resolutions.
Shuns.
Yeah, there you go. I don't even have to put reverb on it this time. How are you, buddy?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm excited. I'm excited for this episode. This one, we've had a lot of fun the last two times we've done this, so
Yes.
I know it will be the same. We're gonna have fun.
But do you know what else this episode is?
What?
Well, as you know, every year that we record episodes is a season.
Right.
This is the beginning of season 4.
What?
Season 4.
You're telling me there's 4 seasons or 3 seasons before this of Fun with Horror?
Yeah, now there's 4.
Now there's 4.
After this episode. Before we start talking about anything, I just wanted to say, you know our coincidences?
Yeah, oh no, what happened now?
No, this is really cool. So I was, as you know, I've been going for walks around the Hollywood Reservoir.
Nice.
That's hard to say.
It is.
I actually happened to, for the first time during one of my walks, wear my Fun with Horror t-shirt. So I'm getting around to this one part and this lady's there and she's like, "Oh, can you take a picture of me next to this fencing area?" And I was like, "Sure, I'd love to." And so I used her phone. I took a few pictures. She's like, "So this is where they filmed part of the original Halloween." And I was like, "What?" I mean, it was a coincidence that, you know, of all people who would want me to take a picture of her, this lady is taking a picture somewhere where they filmed a part of Halloween that I didn't know was
That's
there.
Awesome.
I walk there all the time, and I had no idea that was a moment from Halloween.
That's awesome. I love that. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's part of the sanitarium or something.
Okay.
But then I told her, you know, she said she's a horror nut, and she was like, "What's your t-shirt?" And I was like, "Oh, hey, this is really good podcast." You know what I'm saying?
Plug.
But anyway, Melissa, if you're out there, it was really nice meeting you. I hope your friends or your friend appreciated the picture. It's just awesome meeting people out in the wild, and you know, of all things, she's taking a horror movie location picture, and I'm finally wearing my Fun with Horror t-shirt.
That's awesome, man. It was meant to be. It was meant to be. I love that.
So, how was your year, buddy? How was 2023 for you?
You know, it was good. It was a good year. It was a long year, but good year. Yeah, a good year that is ending with a lot of changes and a lot of newness, which is good, I think. And but yeah, it's been a fun year. What about you, buddy?
It's been a tumultuous year.
Oh, wow. Everyone grab a thesaurus.
Do not call me a thesaurus. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, just to be completely honest and open and transparent as we are, because people love a reality show.
They do.
I got furloughed from my job because of the strike.
All right.
And I'm still waiting to go back, which should happen in February, hopefully. That was something. I am single again, which
Right.
of course, you know about, but I haven't really mentioned it on the podcast.
Right. Yeah.
But that's fine. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I pulled a leg muscle
Buddy.
a few months ago,
Gosh.
and I was limping for like a month. So
That's
that was
right.
great.
Gosh, man. I'm sorry.
It's all good, buddy. As I've
I love
told
you.
I love you. But yeah, as I've told you, one thing that has always kept me going is looking forward to our next episode.
Yeah.
I love this podcast. I love watching the movies. I love getting to talk to you every other week or every week, however often we do it.
Yeah, man. Me too. It's the best. It's so much fun. Yeah. We've talked about this before, but I mean, we were friends before the podcast, obviously. But just doing this podcast really brought us even closer together.
Absolutely.
And has created even more of a bond that I genuinely appreciate. So
We're like Siamese twins that live in different states.
That's true. We are.
One of my favorite things that people say to me is they'll listen to it if they know both of us. And they like JD has said this, my mom has said this. They listen to part of the podcast and they're like, "You guys sound alike." And I'm like, I know we do kind of. Like sometimes I hear it when I listen back to our podcast, but I'm like, I think we sound different enough.
I think so. And then there's probably people listening right now that says, "That's Scotty just has said this whole thing. Andrew hasn't even talked yet," or vice versa. Just Andrew talking.
Yeah, it's just Scotty talking to himself.
Right. Andrew's never existed.
What else has happened, buddy? We changed our rules.
We did.
Let's talk about the podcast because that was like, it's probably no big deal to listeners out there. They're like, I didn't even notice. But we got rid of our main rule that we have to pick a movie we've never seen.
Yeah, man.
And
it's nice.
It is nice, but I find that we still pick movies we've never seen.
I know. It's what old habits die hard, I guess. It's hard to pick something we've seen. However, it was nice doing it kind of around Halloween time. I think that's sort of when we started talking about it, just because it was such a good opportunity to revisit movies that we've really loved.
Yeah, we did it. We did it in September.
September, that's right. Yes. But it's nice. It's nice to be able to talk about something that we may have even talked about outside of the podcast a little, but to have an opportunity to just really dive into it, something that we love, is a lot of fun, and something that I'm excited moving forward, not having that rule, because I know there's some movies that I definitely want to talk with you about that I've seen. Yeah.
No spoilers, but the next episode that you and I do together.
Yeah.
Just wait, buddy. Just you wait.
A Serbian film.
That's coming. April, buddy.
That's right.
But hey, with that, I love to talk about this real quick.
Yeah.
Our most listened to episodes.
Yeah, dude.
And some of these change every year. So
yeah,
like last year, it was The Black Phone was our number one.
Yeah, man, that was crazy.
But now our most listened to episode is, wait, is that really? No, sorry. let me start over here. Our most listened to episodes from 2023.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Number 1, The Menu.
Nice. All right.
Number 2, Skinamarink.
Wow. Wow.
And then number 3, Friday the 13th, Part 2.
Awesome.
Which I did with Stanley.
Hi, Stanley.
But that means our overall most listened to movies have also changed.
Yeah, dude.
So this is what I was saying. Last year, our number 1 was Black Phone.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you remember what our number 1 is now?
I do. Hopefully, unless it's changed within the last couple of weeks.
No.
Okay. No, this one's kind of by a landslide.
Terrifier 2.
Terrifier 2, baby.
Yeah, man.
But it's not surprising. Like, I feel like that movie itself got so much buzz by people were talking about that aren't even horror fans just because of how, it was kind of the Exorcist thing where people were fainting or people were blah, blah, blah. And it just became this huge thing that everyone was going to. So I feel like I'm curious if we even got some listeners that weren't horror fans, but just curious about that movie because it got so much buzz. I don't know.
It's a good point. It's a good point,
Yeah.
buddy.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
I don't know. But I love
yeah,
it. I love that that's number one.
The Black Phone is number 2 now.
Nice.
And then The Menu is our 3rd most listened to episode ever.
Wild.
And then Skinamarink and Friday the 13th Part 2.
Hey, there you go. Top 5.
So yeah, it's going to be really cool to see if that changes at all in the next year.
That'll be awesome.
You know what our least listened to episodes are?
Oh boy. I know 2 of them.
And the last time I checked, they're tied for last.
No, are they really?
Candyman, Day of the Dead, and PG Psycho Goreman.
Yep. Both my picks, by the way. So so no big deal.
Yeah, but I kind of forced you to pick Psycho Goreman.
Well, I was curious about it though too. You don't need to take no, I was curious too.
No one's forcing you to stay. But I really hope you do, because today is gonna be a great day. I promise you, today, it's gonna be great. Megan?
Model 3 generative android. Megan, for short.
Okay. Do you see it right now here? What happens when you do see it?
It's smiling at me.
I would like to present what I believe to be one of the 3 fabled volumes of Naturum de Monta, the Book of the Dead.
What is this supposed to be? It's the thing that comes for your kids when you're not paying attention.
I'm just trying to get the voice right. You got to have your practice, I get mine.
I am Dracula.
Okay, obviously we're dealing with a little bit more than just narcissism here.
Deep in the 100-acre woods, a young boy named Christopher Robin came across some most unusual adolescent creatures. Crossbreeds, who some would describe as abominations. The creatures introduced themselves as owl, rabbit, Eeyore, piglet, and most importantly, Winnie the Pooh.
Put your hand on it. Not like hold it. Now say, talk to me.
Welcome to Hawthorne. I'm Julian Slowick, and tonight it'll be our pleasure to feed you.
The curtain rises.
All right, well, buddy, let's get into it. First of all, one thing I
Yeah.
forgot to say earlier is Happy New Year.
Yeah, that's right. Happy New Year, man.
It's January 2nd as this episode is coming out. So
Yes. And
it's
brand new year.
2024.
Yep. Around there, give or take. Yeah.
Can you believe 2019 was 5 years ago?
That honestly, that's crazy to me. The fact that COVID was, roughly 5 years and then lasted how long it did. But I feel like it was still kind of yesterday that everything started. So the fact that it's been 5 years, it blows my mind.
Well, as anybody who has listened to these episodes know, we're going to do 4 categories.
Yes.
Okay. We're going to talk about our favorite movies of 2023. And all of these are horror movies. So no Oppenheimer. Our favorite movies of 2023. Our favorite movies that we watched in 2023, but that were released before last year.
Right.
Then we're going to go over our resolutions, which are the movies that we're hoping to see next year. And those will be movies that we didn't get a chance to see this year, and then movies that are releasing in 2024 that we want to see. And we'll go over last year's resolutions to see which ones we watched and which we didn't, because We that's fun for us.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let you start it off, buddy. We're going to start with our favorite horror movie of 2023. And
Released
we're going
in 2023.
Our number one. Yeah, released in 2023. So what was it?
My number one, and you might guess this, but I truly think that this is a perfect movie. And actually, I was talking with my brother about it recently, too, and he said it was his favorite movie of the year, horror movie of the year, too. And that is Talk to Me.
Wow.
I think that movie is perfect. It's so great. It is. I have nothing but good to say about it, man. Nothing but good.
I can't disagree with you, but I did just by nature, I do disagree because my favorite movie is something else. But yeah,
fair enough.
It's a great movie.
It's a great movie. It's a great movie. And if you haven't seen it and are curious, watch it and then go listen to our podcast episode about it.
Yeah, we definitely did a podcast episode about this one.
Yes, we did. Yeah, what is your number one though, man?
It was a hard choice, to be honest, because I wrote a bunch down and then I was like, which one did I like the most?
Nice.
But I'm going to go with my favorite horror movie of last year. It may not be the best one made, but my favorite was The Boogeyman.
Wow. Okay.
I loved The Boogeyman. When I watched that movie, I was scared. It got to me. I also was just enthralled by the study of grief and the whole metaphor and allegory that was going on in the movie about grief. And
nice.
I loved The Boogeyman.
Wow. Right on, dude. I love that was your favorite. That's amazing. That's beautiful.
That's another movie that we did an episode on.
Oh.
And this is going to be interesting because I have a bunch of movies on my lists on these first two that we did not record episodes about. So this is going to be interesting. So
I think I only have I have two on this list that we did not cover an episode about, but yeah.
Well, what's your give me a runner up.
Okay, so runner up, I think
it doesn't have to be the next one. These can be in no particular order.
Okay, because I'm like, the rest are kind of like I liked them all similarly.
Same here.
Okay, so another one that I really had fun with this year, and I still need to watch the R-rated version, and that's Megan.
Oh,
I know.
I didn't even put Megan on my list because of the fact that they released a PG-13 version first.
Oh, fair enough. All right. All right.
I didn't put Megan on my list for some reason. I put a bunch of other movies that I liked more than Megan.
Hey, that's all right, man. And like I said, these aren't in any order because some of them I think I liked more than Megan, but these are all runner-ups. So
I will say that Talk to Me is one of my runner-ups. So, but I'm just getting that out of the way.
Yeah.
So if we mention movies, we can just piggyback off each other. Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah, that's on mine.
Awesome. What else?
I got Knock at the Cabin.
Buddy, this is great.
Yeah.
I didn't put that on my list. No, I didn't.
Oh,
I didn't.
Man.
For whatever reason I didn't. But it was in the run. I was like, is this one of the best? I liked it a lot, but
I loved it.
No, I love that. I love that you loved it. Here's one that I don't think you've seen yet.
Oh, okay.
No One Will Save You.
No, I have not, and it is one I want to watch.
That was honestly up for top pick of the year.
Wow.
It was up there. I love that movie so much.
I'm so intrigued. I'm not going to say any spoilers or anything, but I heard one thing about this movie, about dialogue. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
And I think because of what I heard, I'm so intrigued by this movie.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
What else is on your list?
One that I thought was so much fun that was a pleasant surprise that we did not cover on this podcast is Totally Killer.
Okay. I put that on my list too.
Did you? It was so fun.
Honestly, the next movie on my list, I thought you were leading up to it by saying that we had so much fun watching was When Evil Lurks.
Oh, no. No.
Yeah, When Evil Lurks is on my list.
Nice.
But not because it's fun, because it was a really well done movie.
Yeah. No, that is that's amazing.
What else, buddy?
Another one would be one that we haven't covered, but we have both seen. That's Dark Harvest.
Really? That's one of your favorites of the year?
I really enjoyed Dark Harvest.
Okay. We'll talk about it more, but that's really, it's nice that you put that on your list.
Yeah, we definitely will talk about it.
I did not put it on my list. My next one is Saw X.
I have not seen that
I
yet.
know.
And I only have 2 movies left. And that would be, one is Scream 6.
Yeah, I didn't put that on my list. I only have 1 movie left. So
okay. I have 1 left. And we might share it.
Yeah, buddy, go for it.
Is it Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey?
It is Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
I know. I was saving that one for last too.
I saved mine for last too.
Oh my gosh.
I love it.
I love it, man. Gosh, we work well together.
That's great.
Yeah, that's a fun list. That was a fun one.
All right, so now we are going to talk about, and this is a very short list for me, our favorite movies that we watched in 2023 that were released before 2023.
Mine's very little as well.
So I'll start this one off since you started the last one off.
Yep, go for it. Your favorite one.
It's one you haven't seen, pal.
Oh, okay.
And I'm gonna preamble for a second and say that very recently I've watched a couple of movies, and it's this experience that I kind of it just deflates me so much that I watch a movie and I love it. I love it so much. I think it's a great movie. But then I go online and I go on Letterboxd or something, and I just see all this hate for the movie.
Yeah.
Like people like, oh, that movie was terrible. And it's nothing like Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, where people just aren't giving it a chance because of its low budget and whatever.
Right.
No, this is one of those movies. My favorite movie that I saw last year that came out before. And it's something I saw last week.
Oh, wow.
Men.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah. I watched Men last week and I didn't tell you about it yet.
Yeah.
But I thought that movie was, I don't know. I just thought it was great. I loved all the symbolism, the metaphor. It gets really crazy at the end, like super weird, which is great. And there's a point to it. And there's like I don't know, there's just some symbolism that I recognized in the movie that I know not everybody would have recognized. And when I looked up what it meant, it made so much sense. And I don't even know if I'd recommend it to you. It's that weird. But obviously I recommend everything.
Right, of course. Wow, man.
Yeah,
that was not what I was expecting to hear.
Exactly.
Wow.
I knew you wouldn't be expecting that.
Was that 2022? I'm assuming, because that was pretty recent, right?
2022.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what about you? What was your favorite movie that you saw?
I didn't write down the date, but it was before 2023, and I think this is another perfect movie, and that's Hereditary.
Really?
Man, that movie is. Again, I got nothing bad to say about it.
I didn't even think of that you saw that for the first time last year.
Yeah, man.
There's another movie that I was thinking of that I thought might be your number one, and I'm hoping it's on your list. So we'll see.
I hope so.
If it isn't, I'm gonna slap you through this Zoom call.
I'll allow it.
All right. So another one, obviously, The Menu.
Yeah, I have that on my list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's our most listened to episode, and actually, I had to remind myself that it was released in 2022, or else I would have had it at the top of my list for 2023. But yeah, The Menu.
That was a close second for me for which one was my favorite. I thought Menu was excellent.
Yeah, I've been wanting to rewatch it myself, actually.
So. Nice. It's a great movie. Man. All right. Not a fun one, but damn good. And that is Speak No Evil.
Oh, I did not put that there. I thought I should have.
It's like, well, again, it's not fun. Like, that's the thing. It's not a fun movie, but man, it was so well made.
It was well made. And I think it's a brilliant movie if you can wrap your head around what he was trying to say about his country. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Next for me is another movie I don't think you've seen yet, Bone Tomahawk.
I haven't. I have been so curious about that movie for a long time.
Yeah, I thought that was a great movie.
Interesting. Okay.
I've been wanting to watch it for a few years, and I finally sat down and watched it, and I was like, okay, this is what the fuss is all about.
Right. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I've been wanting to start that a zillion times. I just haven't, but I'm glad to know it's one of your favorites from that for 2023. Another I'm going to say last one, and I'm doing quotes because I'm going to end it with something else, which you'll see why. But my last one was just a fun movie, and that was Becky. I thought Becky was a good time.
Oh yeah, you saw it for the first time this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. That was fun.
I think,
man.
strangely enough, I think Becky and The Wrath of Becky are our two least listened to episodes of this year. So, or of 2023.
Right.
I don't know.
That's all right. That's
all right.
What about you?
I love Becky.
Yeah, man.
My next movie is actually Hell House LLC. That was a
Didn't put that on
surprise
my
for me.
list.
I
And
really
should've.
enjoyed it.
Yep.
Do you have a last one? Because I have a last one too.
Well, I do. So I'm actually going to say Hell House as well because I forgot to put that on here. That was a great movie.
Okay.
So I'm piggybacking. So I'm cheating, or I don't even know if it's cheating. I don't know. But I wanted to say that we did watch two movies that came out before 2023 this year, but we'd already seen them. But I love them, and that's Trick or Treat and Dolls.
Yeah, those don't count.
That's what I figured. But I'm just saying,
movies we've seen for the first time.
Well, I'm just saying, I love those movies, and I wanted to shout them out.
That's our best of ever list. You put that on your top 10. Go back to episode 10. That's
All
where
right.
you got to talk about those, Andrew. Damn it,
Plug,
cheater.
plug. Anyway, no, that's all I got though. What do you got?
I got one more, baby.
Lay it on me, man.
And it's a contentious entry.
Interesting.
Skinamarink, man. I
All
have
right, buddy.
never done a heel turn as much as I did with Skinamarink. Because
In what way?
You know, well, in the way, I don't know. Speak No Evil was close with this.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
both movies, after I watched them, I was like, I did not like that movie.
Right.
But then Skinamarink, especially when I watched it the second time for the podcast, something changed. Maybe I had read the different interpretations of what Skinamarink means.
Right.
Maybe it was watching on my iPad with subtitles on instead of on my beautiful 4K TV where Skinamarink, a movie like that, makes no difference.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that was such an interesting movie, and I would not in good conscience recommend it to a lot of people because I know a lot of people would not like Skinamarink.
Right.
You know, there's the meme of the shot of just the corner of the ceiling.
Right.
And like it says Skinamarink, and then it says Skinamarink fans, and it's like a guy like super excited, you know, with that big face, you know. He's like, oh, I love this. And that's kind of me. Like I could watch it again today. Probably in 2 sittings because it is a slow movie, but
it's a slow burn, buddy.
But yeah, I just can't say enough about Skinamarink.
Wow.
Obviously, it's one of our most listened to episodes, probably because people are like, what the hell was that movie?
Right. Wow, man. I knew you liked it. I guess I just didn't know you liked it, had that much love for it. I'm happy. I love that you did, but I do not have the same feelings about that movie.
I know you don't. I know you don't. That's fine. That's totally fine. I don't expect, like, it's one of those movies. If somebody comes up to me and says, oh, I hated that movie so much, I'm like, I get it.
Yeah.
I totally get it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
But I was able to look further than just like the weird, I don't know, man. Watch it a second time.
Oh, I don't know.
With subtitles on an iPad or on an iPhone even. Just watch some of it. Just watch the first like 10 minutes. See what you think. See if it's as bad as you thought it was.
I'll try.
Listen to our Skinamarink episode of Fun with Horror.
Yes.
Listen to the interpretations of what the movie might be.
There we go.
Go in with that.
All right. Look at us. We're able to plug our show today, man. This is nice.
Everybody, if you're not listening to Fun with Horror right now, go listen to it. And also tell us how that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's get into resolutions.
Yes.
And these are the movies that we really would like to see. But first, I'm going to go through all of our resolutions from last year. every single one of them, and there were a lot.
There were a lot.
There's so many that I decided I'm not going to write as many for next year.
Yeah,
But no.
did the same. Yeah.
But, let's just go through this list real quick.
Yep.
Smile. We saw it. We did an episode on it.
Yep.
There we go.
There you go.
Men. I saw it. You have not.
Correct.
Andrew, did you see Piggy?
I actually did not. I know it was mine that I picked, but I didn't watch it.
Yep. I did not watch it either. I know one that I picked last year that you watched. Bodies, Bodies.
I did watch it. Yep.
Oh, man. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I haven't
curious
seen
what
it.
you think.
Hellbender.
I did not watch it.
You're batting zero, pal. No, I'm kidding.
I'm doing bad.
Mad God, I haven't seen yet.
Me either.
Sorry, let's go back to Hellbender because I didn't say. I did finish watching it.
Okay.
Because when we recorded last year, I had started the movie. I hadn't finished it yet, but I
remember
did finish it. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, Mad God. Speak No Evil, obviously, we both watched. It's one of our, in my opinion, it's one of our better episodes.
I would agree.
Crimes of the Future by David Cronenberg.
Yeah. I didn't
Never
watch
saw it. Did not watch it, pal.
Interesting.
We both saw The Menu.
Yes.
We did an episode on it.
Yep.
Andrew, did you watch Bones and All?
I still have not, but I do still very much want to see it.
Same.
Yeah.
A Wounded Fawn.
Did you watch that? I didn't watch it.
No, I totally forgot that it even existed.
I kind of did
be
too.
Honest. I think it was like a buzzword title last year. And so I had it on my list because people were talking about it. And I like that I have this list because now I'm like, oh yeah, A Wounded Fawn. Maybe I should watch that.
Yep.
How about The Munsters?
I did not watch it. I am still curious about it though.
Man, I didn't watch it either. And I'll tell you the truth. I was wanting to watch it around October. And October came and went this year. And then something reminded me of The Munsters. And I'm like, damn, I didn't watch it when I wanted to watch it. So I may watch it at some point, but I feel like I want to wait till Halloween again. It just gives me a Halloween-y feel. I don't know.
Totally.
Here comes a bunch of good ones, though. Megan.
Yep, we watched it.
Scream 6.
Yep, we watched it.
Evil Dead Rise.
Yep, we watched that.
Knock at the Cabin.
Yep, we watched that.
The Exorcist Believer.
I did not watch that yet.
When you were putting this list together of our resolutions from last year, did you go back and listen to our episode?
I did. Yeah. Yep.
You know what's cute is that
what?
I think at the end of the year when we recorded, The Exorcist did not have its full title. So it was just called The Exorcist sequel, requel, whatever. David Gordon Green's The Exorcist. And now it's come out and you haven't seen it. And I have.
Ooh. And I like to.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, sorry. I totally interrupted. That was so rude.
We still talked at the same time. Nobody interrupted. We're good like that, buddy.
We are good like that. No, I liked that during that time. I was like, I might watch The Exorcist. Like, I'm really thinking about it now. And look at that.
That's true. When I was listening back to last year's episode, I was like, this is the moment. I asked Andrew if he'd be willing to, if he'd want to watch The Exorcist. And I forgot to mention it earlier, buddy. I was surprised that wasn't in your list of movies that came out before 2023 that you watched in 2023.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was one of my favorites.
Wow. Okay, carrying on. I'm going to skip a few here.
Yeah,
because I know you have the same list in front of you that I do.
Yep.
Saw X.
Did not watch.
Or Saw 10. You did not watch, but I did. Cocaine Bear.
We watched it.
We watched it. The Boogeyman.
Yep, we watched it.
The Haunted Mansion.
I started it, and then, I don't know, we got busy or something, but I really do want to watch it, because what I saw, I was really charmed by it.
Yay. I did watch it, and I was charmed by the whole movie. It's a little long, in my opinion. But, as a fan of the ride, I absolutely, I loved it.
Nice.
And The Nun 2.
I still have not watched it, but I want to watch it to support my friend.
I'm glad. I'm glad you're so supportive of your friends. Okay, and then there's a bunch of movies that did not release that we listed last year that didn't even release yet. And that would be Shelby Oaks.
Yep.
Salem's Lot,
Mm-hmm.
The Strangers by Rennie Harlan,
Yep.
and Maxine did not release yet.
Right.
We might be mentioning a couple of those in a moment.
I was just
So now
thinking the
let's
same
get
thing.
into our resolutions, my friend, for 2024.
Yay. All right.
These are movies that we are hoping to watch in 2024. And first, we're going to talk about movies that were released this past year, 2023, that came out that we did not see, that we want to definitely try and watch this coming year.
Right.
So you start us off. What's your number one?
And again, this is for what came out last year that I did not see. Correct. I think, oh man, because there was a couple, but I would say the one that I want to see the most, which is crazy.
It's crazy.
But it's Hell House Origins, man.
Okay.
I didn't see it, but I love the first one. 2, I'm still pushing through, buddy. But I want to get to it because I've heard 4 is so great. So I'm really, that's one I really want to see.
Honestly, for me, my number one, I have no idea.
I know,
I have a list here, and any one of them could be my number one that I did not see this past year that I would like to see next year.
Okay.
Or in the coming year. And here's the thing. My number one, if I look at this list, the one I want to watch the most, I'm not even sure yet if it's a horror movie, really. But I have been asked by 1 or 2 people for us to cover this movie.
Okay.
And that is Beau is Afraid.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I forgot about that one.
Yeah, which
Okay.
I, at one point, thought we would never do on the podcast.
Right.
But then you saw Hereditary, and you were like, yeah, now I really am interested in seeing Midsummer and Beau is Afraid. Yeah, I did not know if Beau is Afraid is a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
My friend Greg, actually, Gregory, if you're listening, hello.
Hi.
He said, if you guys can do Cocaine Bear on the podcast, you can do Beau is Afraid. I quote him.
Amazing.
So I don't know. I'm looking forward to watching it, though.
Yeah.
And finding
I'm
out if
curious.
it's a horror movie enough for us to do it on the podcast.
Yeah, for sure. Interesting. Wow. Okay. Interesting.
And I'll go
pick.
further. The other thing Gregory said was that he's very interested to hear our 3-minute recap of Beau is Afraid.
Oh, gosh. All right. I'll let you pick it.
But I also have Hell House LLC Origins, the Carmichael Manor on my list.
Nice. Look at you.
And I haven't even started to try and get through part 2.
I hope you like it. I do. I really do. I'm having a rough time, man. It's I'm just having a hard time with it.
Just pull that tooth, buddy.
I think I have to because I need
Just
to get
like
to it.
Just like in The Boogeyman. Yeah.
And if you don't understand that reference, go listen to our episode.
It's my favorite movie of 2023. Horror movie. All right, go ahead. What else,
right.
buddy?
Next one we just talked about a little bit ago is No One Will Save You.
Yes. See, this is a cool thing because I know that there are movies that I've already seen that you haven't. So they're going to be on your list and not mine.
Yeah, dude.
So that's a good one. I can't wait for you to watch it.
I'm excited.
It's one I want to talk to you about. So hopefully for a podcast.
Yay.
My next one is The Last Voyage of the Demeter.
I have that on mine.
Have not watched it yet.
Me either. I got one that you've seen, one we just talked about, and that is Exorcist Believer.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Right there.
And I'll continue this trend.
Uh-huh.
My next one is The Pope's Exorcist.
Oh, yeah. I actually don't have that on my list, but yeah, I forgot about that one. Okay. All right. I only have one more, unless I've forgotten some that I'm sure you'll say, and I'll go, oh, that's right. But it's Insidious: The Red Door. I would like to see that.
Me too. But you need to see a bunch of Insidious movies before you watch that one, right?
I think so. I've seen 1 and 2, but then I've heard the next ones weren't as wonderful.
Well, there's only one other one.
I thought there was 2. Is there only 1?
Red Door is 5. So yeah.
Well, yeah. So I've seen 1 and 2. I haven't seen 3 and 4.
Okay. Oh, you haven't seen 3 and 4. I think that's why I never picked The Red Door for us to do.
Okay.
Because it would have required you watching 2 other movies.
Fair enough. I'll get to them because I really do want to see Insidious. I think the first Insidious is genius.
I think they'll be easier to get through than Hell House 2.
Okay, good.
I've got 3 movies, and yes, you did
Okay.
forget one.
Okay, lay it on me.
You're gonna kick yourself when I get to the 3rd movie. But before
I always
that,
do.
one, I have no idea what it's about, but I've been hearing that it's been on some top 10 lists of 2023, is a movie called Birth, Rebirth.
Oh, yeah, I had heard of that one, but I know nothing about it.
I know nothing about it. I'm definitely going to watch that one.
Cool.
Another one that's been on a few lists is Huesera, the Bone Woman.
Yes, yeah, I was curious about that one too. Everyone was talking about that.
And
oh,
the one you're going to kick yourself, pal.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Oh, gosh, yes. Oh, my gosh. Dumb. Here, I punched myself because I can't kick myself right now. I'm sitting.
Wow, did you just punch yourself in the kidney?
I did, and now I'm going to pee blood later, but it's worth it because it'll remind me of Thanksgiving when I'm peeing.
All right, so now we have movies that are coming out in 2024.
Right on.
That we hope are coming out in 2024.
Yeah.
These movies are supposed to come out this coming year, and they're movies that we would like to see.
Yes.
I'm going to start us off with my number 1 movie that I'm looking forward. This is interesting because last year, our number 1 movie that we were both looking forward to seeing the most was Megan.
Yeah. Yep.
Which is shocking to me because as the year went on, there were other movies that I was way more excited to see than Megan, but it's a time capsule, man.
It is, dude. It really is.
So, okay. I wonder if we have the same number 1.
That's what I was just going to say. Do we have the same one? Because I do have one that it's at the top of my list.
This is a tough one.
Okay.
But my number 1 movie that I cannot wait to see in 2024 is Maxine.
Ah, nice. That's on my list, but it is not my number 1. But yes, that is definitely on my list.
Yeah, especially as we talked about recently, since I watched Pearl and X back to back on the same night, watching Pearl first, it just got me so hyped to see Maxine.
Nice.
So can't wait till it comes out.
Yeah, dude. And that's
what movie are you
with
looking
3
for?
X's.
With 3 X's, yes. And I just as an aside, I have some AirPods Max headphones.
Nice.
You can rename your headphones and stuff, and I renamed them Maxine.
That's
with 3
awesome.
X's.
Gosh, you're the coolest. Gosh.
I get it from you.
Stop it. I learned it from you.
What movie are you looking forward to seeing the most in 2024, buddy?
Oh, man. So I know, I think it'll be on your list. I should say this. And that is, my fear, what I fear the most when it comes to movies is water. And we got a new one coming out called Night Swim.
Really? That's your most anticipated?
Yeah, I'm excited, buddy.
I mean, it's on my list too, but there's a bunch of movies here that I'm surprised are not more anticipated for you than that one.
I'm really excited for that. It's my fear, and I feel like we watched one. Well, we've watched a few kind of underwater ones, but one in particular where I was really hoping that I'd be more afraid, and I wasn't. So now I'm like, this one might be the one that gives me some chills. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm hoping that it freaks me out. I'm hoping that I'm nervous after watching it.
What was the other one? Was it The Deep House?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. It was. Which was, I mean, it's fun, but it didn't scare me more like I thought it was. Like I was hoping it would.
Well, I mean, The Deep House was also, it was about a haunting underwater.
Right.
And like, it's not really real.
Right.
But then again, the premise of Night Swim doesn't seem super realistic either, but we'll see.
Yeah. I'm excited for it.
I'm wow. Well, let's list some other ones and see if you go back on your answer and say,
right.
oh, actually, I want to see this one more. What about Saw 11?
Oh, I don't even have that on my list. I forgot that the 11's coming out.
Yeah. Probably because you haven't seen Saw X yet.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot. Well, right on. Yeah, that'll be fun.
What's next on your list?
One I'm really excited about, because I think the two that have come out before are brilliant, is A Quiet Place Day One.
That's next on my list too, buddy.
Yeah.
You know why though?
I know exactly why. Did you Google it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Google horror movies coming out in 2024.
Yep.
So our list is probably very similar right now.
I'll start from the other end. I'll just do that.
Oh, I like it when you start from the other end.
Hey, that's what I'm good at.
Hey. All right. Well, my next one is Alien Romulus.
Oh, I don't have that on mine. I forgot about that.
Yeah. It's the next Alien movie directed by Fede Alvarez. So.
Wow. Huh. All right.
Yeah.
I totally forgot that was coming out this next. Okay. Right on, dude.
Hit me with your next one.
My next one, and I don't know anything about this except, well, I'll just say it. Return to Silent Hill. I heard it's coming out in 2024. Yeah. I love, well, we've talked about that. Resident Evil is fun, but Silent Hill was the one that freaked me out. So I'm hoping they do it right this time.
Yeah, but man, that second Silent Hill movie is the reason that Return to Silent Hill is not on my list.
Fair enough. Well, yeah. I get it. But I'm hoping.
Let me just say this, buddy. Back when Netflix sent out discs, and I rented discs, there was a few movies that I started to watch, and then I just put right back in the envelope and sent it back without finishing. That Silent Hill 2, I forget what it's even called, was one of those movies. I thought it was so bad.
That's totally fair. But see, that's the thing is, like, I'm hoping, because this is it's a remake, reboot, whatever. I'm hoping they do it right, because those games are awesome. Those games are horrifying. If they can get any bit of that in this movie and do it right, oh man, this movie could be something.
For your sake, I hope you're right, buddy.
Me too. For the world's sake, I hope I'm right.
I hope you end up a happy boy in 2024.
Thanks, buddy.
All right. Well,
all right, what do you got?
My next movie is, I think this is another one that may end up being on our list next year because it doesn't come out, but I think Smile 2 is supposed to come out this year, right?
Oh, I don't have that one on here, but I hope it does.
Yeah,
that'd be
I think
great.
it's supposed to be this year. So if Smile 2 comes out, there you go.
That would be fun.
Next one.
I like it. We already said Maxine. Of course, that's on mine. This one, I'm very curious about this one because it was one of my favorite movies that we just talked about, and that's Speak No Evil. But I'm very curious about this remake because we have James McAvoy in a role who I think is phenomenal, and he could play either role and do a great job. I'm very curious about the remake.
Honestly, I did not put that on my list. And it is because when Americans try and remake a foreign movie, the translation almost always gets lost, especially when it's an extreme movie like this one. They tried to remake Martyrs, and it was terrible. They tried to remake Inside, and from what I didn't even see it, but I read the description because I wanted to see how it ends. And sure enough, they give it an American ending. And so the thing is, Speak No Evil was very much a study, a satire. The director was fed up with how giving and how much people in his country would go out of their way not to offend somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the whole point of his movie. And I have seen firsthand how many Americans, and no offense to Americans, I'm one too, but when I talk to people from the US who have seen this movie and don't like it, one of the main reasons they don't like the movie is because of how accommodating the characters are.
Right.
And they're like, no, there's no way that would happen. And I'm like, that's because this is not America, you know?
Right.
This is something that could very conceivably happen in a different country because these people are so much more accommodating, and that's the point of the movie. So I have no idea how they're going to get that right in the U.S.
That's a good point, but I'm still excited about it.
Thank you for that monologue, Scotty, but you're wrong.
No, it might be terrible, but I'm curious. I want to see it.
All right. Well, moving on.
Yeah, what do you got? I
got two more movies here. So,
okay.
This was almost my number one.
Mm-hmm.
Terrifier 3.
Yeah, of course, dude. Come on.
I mean, it's our number one most listened to episode, and we'll see if Terrifier 3 is our next most listened to episode.
Yep. I have 3 more, kind of. But one, I'm assuming we both have it, and you're saving it for last.
No, I'll just say it next. Just don't say that one next. And
okay, I won't. I won't. But the one, so I don't know if this is going to happen the way that kind of Fear Street did, where it was like one every week, which I loved. We've talked about this on the podcast. That was like some of the most fun I've had 3 weeks in a row. I got to wake up early on a Friday and watch these horror movies.
It was part of the reason we started this podcast.
That's true.
I mean, we always talk about the movie Scare Me, which is the first movie we actually decided to watch and talk about. But I finished watching Fear Street before we talked about Scare Me. So we talked about Fear Street as well.
Yep. Oh, yeah, dude.
And then the next time we talked about a movie, we recorded it, and the rest is history.
Look at that. And now we're on season 4. Season 4.
Season 4, ladies and gentlemen.
But I don't know how this is going to work, but it's showing that The Strangers 1, 2, and 3 are all coming. Yeah, just come on. For those that can't see Scotty's face right now,
making a face.
He's making a face. And I'm excited for these. I love Strangers. The sequel was whatever. First one's great. But I'm curious about
the sequel.
You know what? It was fun. There was some good moments in that movie.
Come on, the swimming pool scene is great.
It is great. Yeah, the cabin opening. Yeah. Don't come on. I'm curious though, if this is set up kind of like Fear Street. I don't really know, but I'm just excited. I'm excited for horror movies, man. Come on.
I'm happy you're excited. So I'm curious about it, but I'm not excited about it. I just feel like The Strangers, the original The Strangers, is just such a bolt of lightning that you can't repeat it.
I mean, I get that.
How do you repeat that? You can't repeat that movie. It was perfect to me. To me, that was a perfect movie.
Here's the way I look at things, though, like this with sequels. Nightmare on Elm Street is a dang great movie. But you know what? Nightmare on Elm Street 3, The Dream Warriors, is awesome.
But isn't this a remake?
I don't know. That's the thing. I have no idea.
I think it's a remake. And if it's a remake, I would like to present to you the Nightmare on Elm Street remake, pal.
Touche,
which, in my opinion,
touche.
In my humble opinion, may be the worst remake ever made.
Well, then I'll one-up you and say, what about the Friday the 13th remake, which is your favorite of the movies?
Yeah, but I didn't think Friday the 13th, the original, was a perfect movie by any means.
I don't think anyone did. It's fun, but it's not perfect.
See, that's why. That's the difference.
I get you. I get you.
I thought Nightmare on Elm Street, the original A Nightmare on Elm Street, is, to me, a perfect movie. I think it's one of the greatest horror movies ever made.
Yeah.
Poltergeist, another one that they failed on a remake. But The Strangers, I don't know. There's something just incredibly I don't know. What's the word I'm looking for? Unrepeatable.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it is. That movie is horrifying.
By the way, I saw The Strangers many years after it came out.
Oh, really?
And I knew nothing about the movie except that it was a home invasion movie.
Oh, gosh, that's amazing.
So when I saw it, it blew me away. I was like, what? Because I was scared the entire movie. And then, of course, the way it ends, I'm just like, wow, choose this movie. Man.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, I'm still excited.
I'm glad you're excited, and I'm not trying to take excitement away from you.
I know.
That's why it's not on my list. But
you know what, though? I kind of now want to do The Strangers, just the original, for our podcast. That may show up this year, buddy.
Well, then we have to do part 2 afterwards. Pray at night.
I would do it. All right, we'll talk.
We'll do it after our Hellraiser marathon. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, the next one on my list.
Yeah, buddy.
Is actually, I do have 2 more on my list.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I'll save this one for next. We haven't mentioned, again, Shelby Oaks.
You're right. Yes. That is
Shelby
on my
Oaks,
list as well.
Directed by Chris Stuckman. Supposed to, I thought it was releasing this past year, but I think it's releasing this year. We'll see.
I think so, yeah. I hope so. I'm curious. I mean, he's got such a love for movies and horror movies that I'm hoping that we get to see that in something that he creates. So it'd be really great to see. So,
yeah.
I'm excited. All right. So I have 2 then. And I'm going to call this a horror movie. It may be considered a comedy. I don't care. And that's Beetlejuice 2.
Okay.
I'm going with it, man. I love Beetlejuice. And we get Jenna Ortega, our new horror hero. I don't know. I mean, so she's in it, which is great. And we have the cast back. I don't know. I'm excited for it. I love Beetlejuice. So.
I can't wait till Jenna Ortega stars in Tim Burton's next 7 movies.
Right. No. 27 movies. Come on.
Yeah. Well, my last movie.
Yeah, buddy.
It's probably the greatest movie that's going to be released next year.
I think we have the same last movie, friend.
I expect to see it in the 2025 Oscars. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, too.
That's exactly right, buddy. Yes. I will say, though, honestly, that movie, I know that they got a bigger budget, which is crazy, which is wonderful. I love that they got a bigger budget because the first one did well. I mean, the mask looks pretty dope. I'm pretty excited about it. I think it'll be fun.
It does look cool. I'm kind of sad that they got a different actor. You know, the actor who plays Winnie the Pooh is different.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and the guy who plays Winnie the Pooh is such a nice guy in the first movie. Yeah, but obviously talking to our friend Andrew Scott Bell, I'm super excited to see it. And I really hope they sign his contract and that he comes back and scores the next movie.
Man, that would be awesome because his score of the first one was awesome.
Is that it?
That's my list, dude.
We did it.
Woohoo!
But the difference is that for whatever reason, I deleted the list last year.
Oh, yeah.
So now I'm going to keep this so that I don't have a Wounded Fawn episode where I'm like, what? What was that movie? I'm going to remember all these movies and I'm going to try it. This time I'm going to try and watch all of them.
Nice.
So,
and I emailed it, so I now have a copy in my email for that reason.
So this coming year for Fun with Horror, it's interesting because I don't think much is going to change for us. Like we're going to be releasing. Well, there's one thing that might happen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first of all, let's talk about something that didn't happen last year that we never did.
Oh no,
we never did video podcasts.
That's true.
Oops.
Ooh,
sorry. But that's because we always do these naked and YouTube just bans us. So
they do. I know.
But we're going to continue to, for the foreseeable future, release episodes bi-weekly.
Mm-hmm.
But I have been toying with the idea of doing some solo episodes just to have some stuff in between.
Yeah, man.
The thing I've thought about with these is that I know that there are movies that have been requested of us to do.
Mm-hmm.
And with a bi-weekly schedule, it's hard to get to all those movies when we have so many other movies that are continually coming out that we have on our own list of movies we want to talk to each other about.
Right.
And so some movies have gotten lost in the shuffle. I'd like to do a couple of those. And, I don't know if I'm going to do it. I don't know if it's going to happen.
Right.
But I figure what I'll do is I'll watch one of them. I'll take some notes and I'll record an episode by myself.
Nice.
And see how it goes.
I like it.
Let Andrew listen to it. And if he approves of it, then I will release it as a middle episode, as a in-between.
I already approve of it, buddy.
Maybe I'll call it Scotty Alone.
Scotty's alone time.
Oh, I like that better. That's so much better. Oh, man. See, this is why we're co-hosts. This is why I can't do it. I can't do it solo.
Here, I'll just record like a bunch of random things, like just sayings, or I'll just be like, oh, I totally get that. Or, oh, what a cool idea. And then you just plug them in. That's all you gotta do.
Honestly, would you please do that? That would be amazing.
I'm going to do it.
And just you laughing. And then I'll just insert that in. That'd be great.
That'd be amazing. Or you can just like pick some clips from other episodes of me spouting. It'll just come out like, Scotty, you're so funny.
No.
Yeah, don't do that.
Like,
I'll just record
honest lines. That would be hilarious. Anyway,
right.
Scotty's alone time.
Scotty's
so good. You are a genius, Andrew.
Stop it.
No, you are. Oh man, that's so good. I love you.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I think that does it for this episode. Andrew, I love you, buddy.
Scotty, I love you, and Happy New Year.
After this quick break, I'm going to be joined by somebody else, Stanley, and we're going to talk about our next episode because, as we've mentioned, buddy, Andrew, the end of the year, the end of 2023 and the beginning of 2024 is very hectic for you.
Got a lot going on, a lot of changes, lots of stuff. So I need a little time to get some stuff done.
I really do appreciate you taking the time to do this episode.
Of course, buddy. This is awesome.
Yeah, we just did the last episode I did with Stanley and Alex, and I'm doing another episode with Stanley to give you a little more time to take care of your shit.
Thanks, man.
So without further ado,
I love you.
In this house. In this house.
hi, Stanley.
Hi.
Okay, so you're back.
I am back, baby.
I love it. Stanley, before we talk about our next episode, which you are going to co-host with me, what was your favorite horror movie of 2023?
Okay, so after much debate, it's actually a tie because I thought it was When Evil Lurks, but it is When Evil Lurks and The Outwaters.
You know what? That's so funny you said that, because when I mentioned my resolutions for next year, the movies I want to see, I forgot The Outwaters, and I do want to watch that. It's a movie I missed last year.
Yeah, I just saw it a couple of days ago, and I don't know how I missed it, but it's one of those Skinamarink movies, you know, like it.
Okay.
I won't say anything else, but it just left this weird taste in my mouth, and I couldn't stop thinking about it after I watched it. And I don't know if that means it was good or bad, but to this very moment, like, I still have all these questions and I still can't stop thinking about it. You know what I mean? So yeah, those two are my top two. They're tied, man. I love them both so much.
I may have to watch that very soon. Did you like Skinamarink?
It's a polarizing movie. Again, I can't stop thinking about it. So I think I did. I think it would probably be in my top 10 of 2023. Yeah.
Because I mentioned it in my best of 2023, but Andrew did not, of course.
It's a hit or miss, man.
Yeah,
like it's one of those weird movies that you can go into it and you just have to really have an open mind. You have to really have an open mind for that one. And I think it
takes even more than an open mind.
Yeah, because
I think it takes some research beforehand. What are the interpretations of this movie? What's it about? You know?
Yeah, and I think that's the same thing with The Outwaters. I think that would be a really good companion piece because, I mean, the less you know, the better type of thing as well, like depending on perspective. But yeah,
a lot of people said that. A lot of people said that when Outwaters came out, that Skinamarink Outwaters. So I need to watch it.
Yeah, really small budget movies, and they made a big splash, man.
What was Alex's favorite movie of 2023?
I want to say it was It's a Wonderful Knife. The last time I checked with him, it was It's a Wonderful Knife. Yeah.
I like that one. And you know what? Not horror, but the night before Christmas, on Christmas Eve, I watched It's a Wonderful Life for the very first time ever.
I have yet to see the whole thing completely through. I think we talked about this. Yeah, we were supposed to watch it.
We did last episode.
Yeah. It's a tradition of his on Christmas Eve to watch that, but we did not. So we broke one of his traditions.
Oh no.
I feel pretty bad. But we did watch A Christmas Story, which is my Christmas Eve tradition. So
see, I think I've seen that one way too many times. But anyway, Christmas is over. It's the new year.
Done.
Stanley,
here we are.
You and I are coming back in 2 weeks.
Yes.
And what are we going to discuss?
Oh, just everyone's favorite Oscar-winning movie from 1992, Pet Sematary 2.
Yes.
The one. The only.
We promised that we would do a series of all the Pet Sematary movies, and we're continuing, and we're going to continue through this year. That's my plan.
Got to keep the train going.
I don't know how quickly, but you and I and Alex will probably join us. We're going to do all the Pet Sematary movies. But
I'm so stoked.
Me too, because you're the only person I know of that liked the remake as much as I did.
Thank God. For a second, I thought you were going to falter and say that you didn't like it, and I was going to correct you to remind you that you did.
Thank you.
I was going to say, wait a second. Oh, man, I love the remake. We'll talk about it. But I'm really pumped to talk about part 2 because I don't feel like enough people do.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about it. And as I've told you, it's been a very long time since I've actually watched it. So I'm looking forward to a rewatch and to see how I feel now versus how I felt years and years ago.
Here's a weird little known fact, because I mean, everyone knows that the first one is my favorite horror movie of all time, but I actually watched the second one more than I watched the first one.
Wow.
And we'll talk about it, but yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
There you go. Well,
there you go.
Stanley, Happy New Year.
You know what, Scotty? Happy New Year to you. Here's to another great year of horror movies and friendship and fun with horror.
Year. A better year.
A better year.
At least for me. You had a really good year, 2023.
It took a minute to get there.
It did. It did. But you ended up having a very good year. And
I did.
I love that for you.
I did. Thank you. Yeah. 2024 will be okay.
Yeah. For me, I think I think it's going to be really good.
I think it will.
Anyway, everybody, thank you for listening. This has been our year in review and resolutions episode. If you're so inclined and you have it in your heart, please go on to Apple Podcasts and give us a nice rating and review. That would really help. Otherwise, find us on social media. We're everywhere. We're even on TikTok, although I have no idea if that does any good or not. So anyway, Stanley, I'll talk to you in 2 weeks.
Oh, hey, I'll be here.
Okay.
Yes.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.
There's something wrong with Bigler. He just killed my wife. Please. Why are you doing this, bro? We used to be friends. Why are you doing this, please?